Good evening, everyone. My name is Tochukwu Oti, and I'll be taking you briefly on what I call concise steps to understanding EAD pad. That is the gradual step to understanding and familiarizing yourself with the EAD pad so that you can work effectively with it. Now, when you open the EAD pad, let me quickly go back. This is the first thing you are going to see. You are going to see open demarcation exercise. This is an app of the National Population Commission for the enumeration area demarcation. And when you open it, the first thing you are going to be doing is you are going to make sure that you know your EAD pad and your EAD pad knows you. Now that means that you are now going to create a profile for yourself so that anybody that is picking up your pad knows that it is particularly you that is particularly working. Now you are now going to create a profile. From the interface you are seeing now, you will see create new case, my profile, incomplete case, complete case, pull boundary, export case, settings, offline maps, EAD pad manual, device verification, send feedback, and advanced configuration. To the demarcators, that is you, there are some things that you are not supposed to tamper with. There are some things that is just strictly for the demarcators and some other field functionaries. But for you, where we are going to start from is you are going to create a profile for yourself. Now, from what you are seeing now, you are seeing hello, Ola, and I told you from the beginning that my name is Tochukwu Oti. So what do? I go to my profile. Let's say we are working in Ebonyi State. The local government area where we are working is Afikpo North, and a particular word in Afikpo North, let's take Umana Afikpo 1, and then definitely your supervisor would have assigned you to different teams and different sets. A supervisor have team and they have sets. So if the supervisor, the whole of that team the supervisor is handling is, let's say, team 5, and we have I am set 4. Now in the old way we have been handling our map, we only have 2 sets, set 1 and set 2, and with the EAD pad it makes us to move faster, and that is why we have increased the number of sets to 10, where we can have more than 10 people per team, and also we can have as much as 15 teams in a particular local government against the regular 10 we usually have. Now you are now going to fill in your full name. Remember, I said your full name, so I'm putting in my full name in case I have another person that is bearing my name. So the second name and the third name differentiates me from the other person. Now I'm also now going to fix in my phone number. Majorly, I would advise that you use your WhatsApp phone number so that if there's anything that you want to pass across, you can send it across different medium, either through SMS, either through WhatsApp message, either through any means, so that where there is network for a particular channel, there might be no network for the other channel. So that is why I said you should use your WhatsApp number. So then you now save your details. It will now give you a note that ensure that all details entered in this field are correct. Once submitted, this will override all previous settings. So I'm going to override it because I am not Ola. So I want to make sure that every information is for Tochukwu. That is why I'm now going to submit, because I've checked all. Now you will now see that it is hello Okoro Aga Tochukwu Oti. It means that I have successfully created a profile. So the EAD part recognizes me as Okuraga Tochukwu Oti. Now that is the first aspect. Going to the second aspect now, I'm now going to create a case. Create a case means creating an EA. Creating an EA means that I have been given a particular place, a particular portion of a particular ward in a particular local government of a particular state to work. Now when I'm now going there to work, I want to now create a new case. Now it's telling you word name. Word name, we chose Afikpo North when we were creating our profile. So in case Unwana Afikpo 1, so in case we have moved to another word, that is the essence of the word name, so that you can be able to change your word. But now we are still at Unwana Afikpo 1 as our word name. That is our temporary EA code, which is 1. The EA structure is, let's take multi-locality EA, in assumption that when the word we are working has so many localities, and we assume that those localities are small localities that are going to make up, that is more than one of those localities are going to make up one EA. So we choose multi-locality EA. So let us put in the locality name. The locality name, let's take Unwana. Then the temporary locality code can be 200. The locality type, sampling. The locality class is sub-primary. So let's now say the parent locality is Unwana Afikpo is the parent locality. So we are now we have just been given an information of a particular place in a particular word we want to start our work. That is where we want to save, and we will now open the new case later. But what we have done is we have just ensured that we are in a particular word called Unwana Afikpo, and where we have been assigned to work is a multi-locality. So meaning that 1, 2, 3, 4 localities are going to be together to form one EA. So where we now are is Unwana, which is a sub-primary to Unwana Afikpo, and is a sampling locality. I am now going to go ahead and save my case. Yes, a confirmation. You are about to create a new exercise. Cancel or yes, proceed. If you cancel, you are going back to make changes. But if you proceed yes, it means that you have successfully, new exercise added, you have successfully created a new case. Now if you now look at the just below the creating a new case, you have what we call incomplete case, and to the right you have what we call complete case. Now it is incomplete because you have not even started any work at all, and in the complete cases, which is 0, means that you have not done any work. By and large, we will now want to now start a case. So if peradventure, incomplete case, if peradventure when you now get to that particular locality and you see that it is no more a multi-locality EA, that the localities there, the first locality you got to, you can actually carve out more than 1, 2, 3 EAs in that particular locality. It is no more a multi-locality EA. It is now a multi-EA locality. So how do we quickly adjust that? We don't have to delete the case. All you need to do is to go and edit case details. Immediately you open it, you go to where you have your EA structure and you change it to what? You change it to a multi-EA locality. Don't forget that the locality name is still Unwana. and Unwana is still a sub-primary to Unwana Afikpo. Just that you can carve out more than one EA in that locality. That is why we are changing it to what? Multi-EA locality. So then you now, because it is now an update, you will now update your EA attribute, and then you will now close that aspect, your edit section. Now we have finally created a profile, we have finally created a case, we have finally changed from multi-locality EA to multi-EA locality. The next thing is for us to open the case and start our demarcation exercise. Before we move forward, you can see the open case, the edit case details. You have the add new locality if you want to add another locality and continue. Then you have your view case summary, which tells you that no table found. So the next thing for us to do now is to open a case. When we now open our case, it said what? You are about to open this exercise. If you are not ready, you click no. If you are ready, then you click yes to proceed. It tells you that your map has been fully loaded, and it tells you that your device has been verified. Now something is supposed to take me or to give me the exact location I am, which is a workman, which is the first icon on the left, like someone that is working. Immediately you tap on it, it gives you an error margin XX meter. That is, it is trying to locate the meters I am to the ground where I want to start my work, to confirm if I'm actually at the right position. So let's wait for it, and let's see if it's still going to give us an accurate of 5.0 meters or less than that for proper accuracy. But one thing you will notice is I'm under a roof and I'm under a house, so that might not give me an accurate meter, except I am outside where there is no roof or any tree that is covering the EAD pad I am holding. So I will accept it the way it is, and it's telling me this is your current location. This is my current location. So if I click on it, it is loading gradually because of data connection. So for me to be able to move very well, I'm going to click on this is your location, current location, so that it goes away. I click on the red icon so that it goes away as well. So I'm looking for where a map is, so a map that has been fully loaded, so that I can start demarcation exercise and show you how to add your building and how to go about your demarcation exercise. So there's Lagos. I don't think there's any map loaded. Okay, here is a map that is loaded. Here is loaded with its index sheets. So the map is loading, and that is why I'm panning through to ensure that all maps within that area is getting loaded and ready for the demarcation exercise. So, and that is why I'm moving to the front, moving backwards, moving left, moving right, to see that the maps are fully loaded. So let's now assume that we want to start my demarcation exercise from this place. Now, if you see the interface very well, you will see EAD part 3.0. You will see these two lines, and you will see the three dotted lines. You will see a Walkman. You will see this line. You will see this scattered dot. Then it is always on off section, so that you don't point to any building, and then it tells you that you have added the building. So you have add building, you have add important features, you have draw road, draw boundary, shift buildings. It is in red because those are the parts that you don't go to unnecessarily. Delete building, delete line or polygon. So since it is in off positioning, so we now want to start adding our building. So you go to add. Before you do that, you make sure that the building you want to add, you have zoomed very well. Now you can use your two hands to zoom, or once you locate the building, you double tap on it until you can access the center of that building, especially for those whose fingers are too large, so that you don't click outside the building or at the edge of the building, but at the center. You continue to double tap or you zoom with your two fingers, but I prefer to double tap, because by you are double tapping on that particular building until you can see the center. Then immediately you move to add building, then you click to the center of the building, then you zoom in and go forward, which is one, building one. Now that place I started automatically, not all the time, but from where I started now, that is my corner building. I mark it as a corner building. I give an address. I say 1 Ishiagu Street, Unwana. Now I have my longitude, I have my latitude, I now have distance from the building, which is 515,729 meters radius. Now this is telling me and ensuring that you demarcators are close to the building when you are pointing, or when you are punching your building. So let us take note of that. You don't just be far away while pointing your building. You must be close to that building while taking the building. So your distance from the building should be accurate. It should not be too far, but it must be near the building. So you have your building code, your building address, then you have your longitude and the latitude, your distance away, which you can't change. So you move forward. If the building is a privately owned, yes. Is it a bungalow or a story, a traditional house? So it is let's say a bungalow. Now you have is it a residential, a non-residential, or institutional? So we say it is residential. What is it used for? It is used for private residence. Then we'll move forward. In moving forward, it will ask you the number of households that are in that building. Let's assume we have just a landlord and a tenant cooking separately, having their cooking arrangements differently. So we say they are 2. Then we'll move forward. Now, would you like to wrap up this EA or proceed to the next building? You have just started. We move to the next building. Now we are now moving to the next building. Like I said, I prefer I double tap on it so that I can access the center and punch directly at the center of the building, which is building 2. Now building 2, I move I move forward. It's not a corner building this time around. I have the building address. So because we are still in Ishiagu Street, I will just click on this drop down. It gives me number 1 Ishiagu Street, Unwana. I click on it and I paste. Immediately I paste, don't forget that it might not be the same number again. So let's assume it is now number 3 Ishiagu Street, Unwana. So you can see that the distance from the building has also changed. Then I move forward. Is it a privately owned, government owned, or a private agency or group? Privately owned. Building type, still a bungalow, still a residential, still used for private residence. Then I move. Then it asks me for what number of household in the building. Then I click. Let's assume we have just 3 in that building. We have 3 household in that building. Then we'll move forward. Would you like to wrap up this EA or proceed to the next building? You say what? Next building. Now for us to now know our sample buildings, which ones are our sample buildings, the random number that has been there, you now move to this double dot beside the 3 dots that I showed you earlier. Then you can now see our EA summary. Our random number is 3. We have covered 2 buildings, residential, no non-residential. We have 0 institutional building, and our current estimation population is what? Is 0. That is our EA summary. So it means that at our 3rd building is now going to be sampled. So let's now move to the 3rd building. So moving to the 3rd building now. Add building 3. I move forward. Number 3. I'm still in Ishiagu Street. All I need to do is to take up the drop down and now change the number. If it's number 4, Ishiagu Street, and then I move forward. A privately owned, a bungalow, a residential, a private residence. I move forward. Now it is now telling me number of households in the building. Let's say 5. Then let's move forward. It will ask me the total person in that sample building. So let's assume they are 10. Since we choose 5 as our number of household in the building, so we assume there are just 2 persons per building. So we said there are 10. So let's move forward to our what? To our next building. Good. So now it has a systematic backup system whereby it automatically backs what you have done up in case of any low battery or any shutdown of malfunctioning of the Android system we are holding. So then, like I said, you double tap and then you move to the next building, which is building 4. Then you move forward. So this one, we now assume that this one is what? Number 4. Let's assume it is also number 4. We'll move forward. Privately owned is a bungalow, a residential, a private residence. We'll move forward. Number of household, it is 1. Then we'll move forward and next building. Immediately we got to the next building, which is building 5. We were told that this building 5 is the address of this building 5 is number 5. Number 5 Ishiagu. We said no, that this number 5th building is number 6 Ishiagu. So since it is number 6 Ishiagu now, it means that we've omitted number 5, and our 4th building is number 5. Our number 5th address 5 Ishiagu Street. That our building 5 is now number 6 Ishiagu Street. So we'll move forward, complete this one. Privately owned, you have the bungalow, the residential, the private residence, and we'll move forward. Total number of households, let's say 2, and then we'll move forward, which is what? Next building. So because the number 4th building is number 5, so what you need to do is you move to these 3 dots, you go to the file tree. We said the building number 1 is number 1, building 2 is number 3, building 3 is number 4, Building 4 is supposed to be number 5. We omitted and we were given the wrong information. Later we got to know that it is number 5. All you need to do is to click on it, building 4, and then the building code is number 4. All you wanted to just change is the building address, which is what 5 Ishiagu Street. Is still privately owned. Is the bungalow, private residence, specified name, number of household in the building. You update your entry. Immediately you update your entry, you said you are about to alert update previous record made. Proceed. You said yes, everything has now been updated. So if you now go back, you will see that it has been updated to number 5 Ishiagu Street, Unwana. Now for us, as we continue to move, you will notice that we have in our C Expo, once we get to a particular number of building and household, it starts popping up for you to look for a suitable place for you to wrap up your EA. But in this case, as you move along 10th building, 20 building, you can actually check your estimated population beside the 3 dots where you have your file tree, you have your EA summary, you have your random 3 number. The building we have covered so far is 5. The residential building we have is also 5. We have no residential building yet, no institutional building yet. Then the current estimated population is 26. So this we can do regularly as we move on, and once we see that we have started getting to the minimum threshold, then getting to 450, then we should start looking for a suitable place for us to, a landmark, a natural feature for us to carve out our EA boundary and wrap up that particular EA. So far we have been able to create a profile, we have been able to create a case, we have been able to change a case from multi-locality EA to a multi-EA locality. We have been able to edit our building address in case we have a wrong address. We have also been able to check our estimated population, so that at a very critical point we can always check it and then look for a nearest landmark, natural feature, natural boundary for us to be able to carve out our EA and cut them to the rightful estimated population. Questions would be taken, and then observations too will be taken, and then we'll see how we can make sure that everybody is in line and we are ready to go for the digital mapping fully. Thank you.